Thank you very much for inviting me to give this presentation. My name is Petra Wallberg and I'm a senior research officer at Formas. I'm responsible for all research related issues, research issues related to sea and water at Formas. And the head of our department, he often says that I am the expert on sea and water at Formas, and then I tend to smile. Because this is a too large area to be able to be an expert on. But I'm quite good at asking questions and to listen. So therefore, my primary aim from my side with this presentation is that I would like to ask you if you have any ideas on how Sweden can contribute to the UN Ocean Decade. Now it's not working when I try to switch.
You could try to unshare and then start again and see.
Jag tror att du kanske var på Zoom-del på programmet, så bara starta om.
Okej. Okay.
Eller trycka på presentationen så brukar det funka.
Nu kanske. Nu, wow. Ser ni min presentation nu?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in summary, I'm going to present the governmental assignment that we have and how you can contribute. And I will give you a very brief background and a short description of the implementation plan for the UN Ocean Decade. And also talk a bit about the UN Ocean Decade in relation to all other initiatives that is going on at the moment. So the assignment. Formas has, together with SWAM, which is this the Swedish Agency for Marine and Water Management, SMHI and SIDA, we have a governmental assignment where we ask to assist the Swedish government in the planning of the Swedish participation in the Ocean Decade. And on the 2nd of October, we should present a report with proposal for Swedish contribution and a plan. And a month ago, we presented the first report on areas where Sweden can contribute. And I would also like to say that in this work we have had a very much good support of the Swedish Institute for the Marine Environment and from Christine Berg and Lena Gippert. And the 4 areas that we have suggested is data and models, ocean literacy, innovation, and ecosystem-based management. And these areas, they are overlapping and interlinked. And of course, climate and biodiversity are integrated in all 4 of these areas. We think that these are strong research areas and they are in line with stated priorities within the UN Ocean Decade, EU directives and conventions. And therefore it also gives a lot of opportunities for cooperation with other countries. So how can you contribute? When we had this discussion about the areas, we started in the beginning of March. This was not difficult to agree upon. The plan is the more difficult part. So my question to you today is, what do you know about collaboration, arena networks that already exist, and conferences, and or other suggestions that you think could be of importance for this plan? So on our webpage, formas.se, if you scroll down, you will, on your right-hand side, you have the events. And until the 8th of June, you can go in here for this event and register on a workspace that you can contribute with your information and suggestions. And I will show you this at the end of the presentation again. So, a short background about this work. There are 2 reports that has been presented to my knowledge, and that is, the first one was a very broad and sort of given us overview, the science that we need for the ocean that we want. And the second one was presented in March. That was the first draft of the implementation plan. And it's the Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission that has been tasked with preparing and coordinating the development of the implementation plan during the preparatory phase. So, in the first report, the science we need for the ocean we want is 6 societal outcomes presented: a clean ocean, a healthy and resilient ocean, and a predicted ocean and safe ocean, a sustainable and productive ocean, and a transparent and accessible ocean. And we think that all the 4 areas are relevant and will contribute to these outcomes. In this report, they have also pointed out support key applications, that is coastal zone management, marine spatial planning, establishment of protected areas, fisheries management, development of ocean policies, etc. And all of these, they are relevant and within ecosystem-based management. And also there's a focus, they also have key priority areas. Many of these are dependent on data and modeling, like ocean data information portal and comprehensive ocean observing systems. And this will also need innovation in order to be able to facilitate gathering and presentation of the data. And also for the key priority areas, you have the understanding ocean ecosystems and their function as a basis for management and adaptation. That is, of course, relevant for ecosystem ecosystem-based management, and ocean literacy is also mentioned. The implementation plan that was presented in March, and this is the first draft, and this document gives a much more detailed description of the goals and the priorities and the structures of the decade. And this they have then suggested objectives and a process for how it's going to happen. And to the left you have the ocean we have, and then to your right you see the ocean that we want. And there you can recognize the associated outcomes: a clean ocean, healthy, resilient ocean, etc. And if you go to arrow to your left side, you have the description of how the objectives will contribute, starting with generating knowledge that in turn then will use for application and tools and services for objective 4, that will support the policy and decision making, the objectives number 1 and 4. And in parallel with all, then you have the need for global need for enhancing and strengthening the science capacity and ocean literacy. And in the implementation plan, you have also a more detailed descriptions of strategic orientations. I will not go through them, but we have concluded that all these 4 objectives, or areas that we have identified and suggested, there are all 4 areas will essentially contribute to all 4 objectives. In the plan, they also have described an action hierarchy. This slide is from the presentation of the implementation plan that can be found on the UN Ocean Decade website. And they have the Decade program, which is on a global and regional scale, which is more long-term, that should run for several years. And then you have the Decade project that should be of shorter duration and could be then supportive of a Decade project. And then you have the Decade activity that could be like a standalone one-time activity. And then you have the contribution, that is the provision of more of resources. And in the action plan and and specifically in the presentation of the implementation plan, it's really put forward that the Ocean Decade should involve everybody, and everybody is invited to participate. Of course, scientists, but also the society, industry, policymaker, everybody should be involved. But the action hierarchy, it's in order to be able to get a project or an activity as to be accepted as to be within the UN Ocean Decade, it's quite a bureaucracy. So we will see. It will be interesting to see the next draft of the implementation plan, if this remains or if it. At this point, I cannot really understand about how why they have made it so complicated. So we will see how in the next version. They have also put forward that there will be stakeholder forums, platforms to facilitate connections and collaborations. There will be international conference series. I guess that will be really huge conferences, at least every 3 years. And there, countries can express their interest in hosting such a conference. And at the national level, there will be coordination committees. And I would like you to remember this, because I will come back to what we think, how it will work with the coordination committee. So the Ocean Decade in relation to everything else that is happening at the moment. It's really exciting to work at Formas now, because For instance, to start, Formas present a report, an input to the Swedish government's research bill, where we suggested that there would be a new national research program on ocean and water. And at the same time, we are now working with the new partnership programs within Horizon Europe. And there are, at present, there are 49 research partnership programs suggested. And the one that is relevant for sea and oceans is a climate neutral, sustainable and productive blue economy. And this partnership program should also include the regional corporations. I guess that many of you know about BONUS. The new one will be BANOS for the Baltic and the North Sea, and then you have the Black Sea, the Mediterranean and the Atlantic, and all these regional programs will be a part of the new, is suggested then to be the new part of the new partnership program for sustainable blue economy. And we are at present writing on the outline for this partnership program, because the Commission, they are really pressing out the responsibility for this partnerships programs on the member states. They have to engage, they have to commit, and they have to be concrete. So I am being part in the working group that is writing on this new proposed partnership programs, and also there. So this has given me the possibility to really make sure that ecosystem-based management, marine ocean literacy, innovation is of course, innovation is going to solve everything for a sustainable blue economy. And also data and modeling is of course very, very important. The Commission also presses on the need and really suggested that all member states have a platform for in order to make sure that the priorities that are put forward into the partnership is sort of connected what the countries want. So therefore, to have a national research program on ocean and water would suit very well with this ambition. And of course, this partnership program will be supported of the UN Ocean Decade. As we stated in the report to the input to the Swedish government bill on the upcoming research bill, the success of the Ocean Decade is very much dependent on the country's engagement. So, but that is also very clear in the proposal that we have for this partnership, that it will support the Ocean Decade. The Commission has also proposed a new tool, which is called missions, and there are 5 missions. One is health, that is most relevant for us, is healthy oceans, seas, coastal areas and inland waters, but there is also a mission, of course, on climate, sustainable cities, soils, and the last one is on cancer. And this is maybe because the Commission really wants to create engagement among the citizens, and also in order to demonstrate what uses the citizens have of research, and aims to solve the big challenges within these 5 areas. And the aim for Formas and for the partnership program is to ensure that these missions will be supported and based on the present scientific knowledge within these areas. And National Committee for the Coordination Committee for the decade we will suggest that this will be related to the national research programs, as it will be the same organizations and agencies that are related to oceans. So we just hope that we will get this national research program. I don't know how we're going to solve it otherwise. So my question to you is, what do you know? And you have until the 8th of June to go into this web page and give your contribution, and it would be most appreciated if you have the possibility. Thank you very much.